In this video, I'm going to look at, from this book, Christopher Norton's Microstyles, the piece Metal Merchant, which is the first piece in this book. So we're going to start by looking at the left hand. So imagine you're a metal workman and you're hitting the metal. You're not going to hit it and push down on the metal. You're going to hit it and let the hammer rebound so that there's force when it hits, but then you're letting go. You're not jarring your arm, right? So same when we hit the notes here, we don't want to press into the piano. We want to like tap the shape into the metal. So use your scratching staccatos to get that really lifted sound, like the hammer's bouncing off the metal after it hits. So 3 on D, we've got our scratching notes. Then we've got a slur, and lift your hand a little bit higher so you can drop onto it. And then you can do that strong, weak, then 2 on D. 2, 4, 3, off on the 2. So we're not making that harsh because it's the end of a slur. We're coming off and then scratch on that staccato. And then we have 3 on C. We're going to do C, C sharp, D, like this. C and then slur off. Slur off. Okay, so let me play the whole first line. So that melody makes up the majority of the piece. And then we do it again, still forte, so same dynamic. Slur. I suggest that you write the finger numbers that were on the first line onto the second line, just to make sure you use the same fingering twice. Now, the upbeat to line 3, so we've got 2 on C sharp now, and we're going to slur lift. And use your scratch and let your hand be like that hammer resounding off the piano. Slur lift, scratch, 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 slur lift. And then there's an accent on that C sharp, so we can use a little bit of height to bring our gravity in. Lift, lift, and then A, G, 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 G. Now the end of this section is C sharp first, slur, and then lift up high so you can drop onto the G sharp, slur, off, off, slur, off, slur, off, slur. And then probably put 3 on C or maybe 4 on C. So we can do C, C sharp, D, and that leads us back into the first line. So I might do that whole section from the end of the second line. 1, 2, 3, slur, off, 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 rest, off, slur, off, off, A, off, 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 slur, slur, off, slur, off, slur, off, slur, slur, off. And then we're back to the beginning. So slur, there's our 3 note slur, off, and then our thumb will move up to the F. So because you've done this bed, it's sort of, I would probably go back to the same fingering you used on the first line after that, just that first note. And then we do the whole thing, the whole first line again. Slur. And this changes here because now it's 2 notes, 2 D's F, 2 D C, and then our 3 notes slur, rest, and we're going to go down to the most bottom D on the piano and an octave above that. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and then we're going to this C. So there's a bottom C on the piano. Here's the C in the music, and we're going to do our same pattern, the C and then the 3 notes slur. Okay, so that's the left hand. Now, once you've got the sections, if you need to watch the video, which is just playing the right hand, left hand by themselves, go ahead. But now we'll go to the right hand. So at the end of the first line, we need to do this motive. That same motive. So C, 1, 2, 3, and off, the end of that slur. Second line, we've got C and F. That's a perfect fourth. C and F, and we're going to play the note and bring our hand into our nice relaxed fist. And there's 6 of these. The think I've played 6. And then we put our thumb on C and we do the same pattern we did before. Off, slur, C, C, C sharp, D. That nice little chromatic pattern. Now the right hand gets the melody. So 3 on F. And we've got off, 3 notes, slur, lift for that note, and then drop. So drop, roll. Remember the slur, the dot at the end of a slur doesn't mean start the note staccato, it just means lift the note early. So off, slur, off, drop, roll, off, slur, off, rest, rest, off, slur, off, drop, roll. Now we've got now chakiatura. So just like squashing a mozzie. So drop onto the G sharp and then slur, lift off. So, and then we've got a chromatic G sharp, G, 3 over, F, D, and our slurring is slur, scratch, scratch. So that's our nice, oops, I missed it, slur, scratch, scratch. And now we've got the same, this second melody. So off, 3 notes, slur, off, drop, roll, off, 3 notes, slur, rest, rest. Now come down to this G sharp. So here's middle C. Here's the G sharp, slur, off, off, slur, off, slur, off, slur, rest, rest. So I might play those 2 lines so you can hear them in context. So we've got rest, rest. Rest, rest. Rest, rest, and then we've got back to what we did in the second line. So we have our perfect fourth with C and F, and nice and relaxed, bringing it into a gentle fist. Rest, dum, rest, dum, rest, dum, rest, dum, rest, dum, rest, dum. Maybe I should point out that we find the fourth by touching the keys, and then we pull the note with our scratch into our staccato. Touch the key, pull the note into the staccato. Touch the key. So we don't start our staccato up in the air and go, oh, I hope I'm going to hit the note. We start our staccato on the key. Oh, I know I've got my right notes. Now I can grab them. Maybe it feels like we're grabbing the note rather than pushing the note. So we've done that 6 times. And then we do our dot staccatos, 3 notes, slur, rest. So that finishes that section. Now our right hand is going to play the main melody, the same melody the left hand had at the beginning, but it has a little run-in, lead-in, and a crucis. There's a nice little slur there. Slur, off, 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 off. And notice we started with 2 in the right hand. Scratch, drop, roll. Then we're going to use 3 on D. 3, 1, 2, 3, 3, 5. 3, 3, 2, and then jump up to 3 up here. 3, 3, 4, 5. You might want to change that to a 2 because you're jumping here. You could use 2 up there, and that's actually a little bit easier than trying to accent your pinky at the end of a slur. And then we get to the very end. We've got C, 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 C sharp, D, and that's the end of the song. There's a nice little accent on that last note before we lift up. Okay, so that's the hand separately for Metal Merchant. Now let's have a look at the hands together. So we've got the left hand doing its thing all by itself. It gets this little solo. Slur, off, 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 off. And now they are copying, playing it together. Off, slur, off. Rest, rest, 2 rest. So that's the first line. Then the second line. So the left hand does the same. The right hand's going to do those fourths. They are all on the offbeat. So they are syncopated. So we've got scratching here. All of them are scratching. Now this one's scratching, but this one's slurred. And then 2 on D. 2, 4, 3. Then off, 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 off. And then both hands doing the same pattern. Off, 3 notes, slur. Okay, so I might play that second line again. So off. Rest. Now we're up to the third line. So the upbeat of the third line, that's the upbeat, and now the right hand comes in, and both of them come off that note because they both have a dot on them. And then 3 notes slur, left, right, right, off, 3 notes slur, off. Well, I might just do that fast. So slur, off, 3 notes slur, off, and off. Off, 3 notes slur, off. That's that first section. Second half, the answering phrase, slur, off, and off, and off. Now get the A ready and get our little mosquito, a Chucky Choo ready. Off. Oops, I didn't come off the left hand. So notice that, that's a bit tricky. This one comes off, this one holds. Hold this one, off this one, then off that one. And then this one's off, this one's hold again. And then slur, and then off, off. One way you can practice that is you can make your left hand go to your head. So now make your left hand go to your head, and then come off that one. Come back down, and we're going to play the A and make the A go to the top of the head. And then move the next note. And then we can do our scratching notes. So that can help train your hand. I'm going to lift this one and not move this right hand until my left hand is actually on my head. And then off, off. So why don't I do the whole third line now? And then I'm keeping going. So set the fourth line now. Starts the same. And now, da, da, and both hands go to G sharp. And then 3 on C, or 4 on C, I think we decided, didn't we? No, 3 on C. 3, 2, and then off, and then move the thumb up to play the F. So, and then off, 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 3, 3, off, rest. Off and 3 notes, so off, 3 notes, rest. Okay, so same as with the right hand, sometimes, with the bit we did before, sometimes one hand's coming off and one hand's not. So here it's all off, that's easy, but this one, the left hand slurs. So we could do it really slowly, touch our head, then change the note to train one hand to do staccato, one hand to do legato. Now I talk, so I'll go back to the beginning of the line so you've got the continuity. And now our last line, although we're starting on the upbeat to the last bar of the second last line, we've got that, and then we're doing it together. All staccatos together, accents together, slurs together. 3 on D, 2 on D, and this, they're both contracted. And then put your 2 or 3 on G up here. 3 notes slur, and then our D, the octave, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now the note we need to find is the C here and the C here. And off, and then 3 notes slur. And that's the end of the song. So have fun learning it. I look forward to hearing it.